Welcome to the deep dive. You sent us some fascinating sources looking at alcohol, and we're going quite a bit deeper than just counting calories today. We know ethanol has energy, right? About 7 kilocalories per gram. But our goal here is to really unpack how it shifts from being, empty calories to something that messes with your whole metabolism systemically.
That's right. It's really a double hit. The sources point to two main ways this happens. First, sure, there's dietary displacement, basically, swapping food for alcohol calories. But the bigger issue often is what's called pathophysiological interference.
Okay, what does that mean in simple terms?
It means alcohol directly damages the body's machinery. The systems you need to absorb and actually use vital nutrients, think vitamins A, B6, thiamine, they stop working properly.
Ah, okay. So that's setting the stage for a real metabolic mess. The sources talk about this almost like a biochemical hijacking happening inside the cells. When alcohol shows up, the liver basically drops everything else to deal with it, treats it like an emergency.
Exactly. It's seen as a toxin, so clearing it becomes priority number one. That process, oxidizing ethanol down to acetate, it generates a huge amount of this molecule called NADH.
NADH.
Yeah.
Okay, why is a surge of that specific molecule such a big deal? Does it flip some kind of switch?
Precisely. That massive jump in the NADH to NAD plus ratio, that's probably the single most critical biochemical event here. It acts like a false metabolic signal. It essentially tricks the liver into thinking the body is absolutely swimming in energy.
So the liver says, okay, no need to burn fat, let's just store it.
That's exactly it. It shuts down fatty acid beta oxidation, that's fat burning, and at the same time ramps up fatty acid esterification.
Which is fat storage.
Right, fat storage.
And the result we see is, fatty liver, hepatic steatosis, and that visceral fat packing around organs. The classic central adiposity or beer belly.
Correct. And this toxicity, it doesn't just stay in the liver. The damage flows downstream, so to speak. The next major target is the gastrointestinal tract. Alcohol's breakdown product, acetaldehyde, along with free radicals reactive oxygen species, they directly injure the gut lining,
Causing those erosions and ulcers mentioned in the sources, which leads to the leaky gut phenomenon.
Exactly right. That increased permeability means things that should stay in the gut, like bacteria and their toxins, endotoxins. They leak into the bloodstream. And that drives chronic, low-grade inflammation systemically, putting even more stress back on the liver. It's a vicious cycle.
Wow, okay. And then there's the impact on muscle, which the sources described as something quite specific, not just lack of calories.
Yes, muscle wasting, sarcopenia. It's not merely about insufficient protein intake. Alcohol directly interferes at a molecular level. It specifically messes with a crucial step needed to synthesize new proteins. It's called translation initiation.
So it's like jamming the machinery, even if you are getting protein.
Kind of, yeah. It disrupts key factors, like one called EIF2B, and boosts a repressor known as 4EBP1. Essentially, the assembly line for building muscle protein gets blocked. The protein you eat might not even be usable for repair or growth.
Okay, that's quite direct. And finally, the neurological side, combining poor diet with these systemic failures in using nutrients.
Leads to serious micronutrient deficiencies. Folate and vitamin B6 are common ones highlighted.
But the big emergency is thiamine. B1, right?
Absolutely. Thiamine deficiency is critical. It can progress rapidly to Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. First, Wernicke encephalopathy, that's acute brain damage, hitting areas like the thalamus and hypothalamus. And if it's not treated urgently, it often leads to Korsakoff psychosis, which involves pretty profound and often permanent memory loss.
So clinically, based on what you read, what's the immediate approach?
It has to be aggressive. Empirical supplementation, especially giving thiamine intravenously right away because the risk is so high. And beyond just replacing nutrients, you have to manage the organ damage. For instance, if the pancreas stops producing digestive enzymes, that's pancreatic exocrine insufficiency, you might need enzyme replacement therapy just to digest food properly.
What really stands out from all this is how alcohol isn't just passive calories. It actively triggers this cascade of failures, hijacking metabolism, damaging the gut structure, directly blocking muscle protein building.
It's a full frontal assault on multiple systems. And interestingly, the source material touches on one more layer. Alcohol actually messes with appetite hormones. Things like ghrelin, which makes you feel hungry, and leptin, which signals fullness. Alcohol can change how those work.
Which leaves us with a really interesting final thought for you, the listener. If alcohol can fundamentally alter the brain signals telling you when you're hungry or full, How much of getting nutrition back on track is just about physical repair versus needing to somehow reset those deeply embedded homeostatic signals in the brain? Something to definitely mull over.